Once upon a time, in a small, bustling town nestled between rolling hills and flowing rivers, lived a little girl named Lily. Lily was 8 years old and loved everything that shimmered, twirled, and sparkled. Her favorite pastime was wandering through the town with her mother, gazing into shop windows filled with wonders she could only dream of. One day, as Lily and her mother strolled down the main street, Lily's eyes were drawn to something magical in the window of the fanciest boutique in town. It was a dress, but not just any dress. It was the most beautiful, glittering, fairy-like dress she had ever seen. The fabric shimmered with every color of the rainbow, catching the sunlight as if it were woven from dreams themselves. The bodice was adorned with tiny crystals that sparkled like stars in the night sky, and the skirt flared out in layers of soft, delicate tulle that made it look like a dress straight out of a fairy tale. Lily's heart skipped a beat. She could almost feel herself wearing the dress, twirling around like a princess at a royal ball. She imagined herself dancing under the stars, the dress flowing gracefully around her. But just as quickly, her heart sank when she noticed the price tag hanging from the hem of the dress. It was far more than she could ever afford. Her family wasn't poor, but they couldn't just buy something so expensive on a whim. Her mother noticed her staring, her wide eyes full of longing. "It's beautiful, isn't it, sweetheart?" her mother said gently. "It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen," Lily whispered. "Do you think I could ever have it?" Her mother smiled softly and knelt down beside her. "Well, it is very expensive, Lily. We don't always get everything we want right away. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. Maybe, if you work hard and save up, you could buy it one day." Lily's heart fluttered with hope. Maybe, just maybe, there was a way. That night, Lily lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, thinking about the dress. She imagined what it would feel like to twirl around in it, to feel like the fairy princess she'd always wanted to be. She decided then and there that she had to have it. No matter how hard she had to work or how long it took, she would make it hers. The next morning, Lily woke up with determination shining in her eyes. She bounded down the stairs and found her mother in the kitchen. "Mom, I've decided. I'm going to save up for that dress. I'll do anything I can. Can you help me figure out how?" Her mother smiled, proud of her daughter's resolve. "Of course, honey. We'll start by making a plan. First, you'll need to think about ways to earn money. What do you think you could do?" Lily thought hard. She was still little, but she wasn't helpless. "I can help with chores around the house, and maybe I can help Mrs. Jenkins with her garden. And I could sell lemonade, like the kids down the street do in the summer." Her mother nodded. "Those are all great ideas. You can also ask Grandma if she needs help with anything. She's always happy to have you over." So Lily's mission began. Every day after school, she found something to do that could help her save for the dress. She helped her mom with laundry and dishes, raked leaves for Mrs. Jenkins, and even set up a lemonade stand on weekends. It wasn't easy. Sometimes she'd get tired, or want to play with her friends instead, but every time she thought about giving up, she'd remember the dress. As weeks turned into months, Lily's jar of savings grew steadily, filled with coins and small bills. She would shake it every now and then, listening to the satisfying clink of her hard-earned money. But as her savings grew, so did her doubts. One afternoon, after helping Mrs. Jenkins plant some flowers, Lily sat on the porch steps, counting her money. She still had a long way to go. Her best friend, Emma, came by and saw the look of frustration on Lily's face. "What's wrong?" Emma asked, sitting beside her. Lily sighed. I'm trying to save up for that dress in the shop window, but it's so expensive. I don't know if I'll ever have enough. Emma thought for a moment. You've already saved a lot. And you're doing all this work by yourself. That's impressive. Maybe you could ask for help. I bet some people would love to support you if they knew how much this means to you. Lily had never thought about asking for help. She had wanted to do it all on her own, but maybe Emma was right. So, the next day, Lily got an idea. She decided to make flyers explaining her dream to buy the dress and all the hard work she had been doing. She asked if anyone needed extra help with chores or errands, and she even offered to bake cookies, which were her specialty. To her surprise, people responded. Neighbors called her asking if she could help clean their yards or run small errands. Mrs. Jenkins told her knitting club about Lily's mission, and soon the ladies were placing orders for Lily's famous cookies. Even her teacher at school heard about it and asked Lily to make a batch for a school bake sale. Lily's hard work paid off, and slowly but surely, her jar began to fill up faster. One sunny Saturday afternoon, nearly 6 months after she first laid eyes on the dress, Lily and her mother walked into the boutique. Lily held her jar close, filled to the brim with all the money she had saved. The shopkeeper, a kind elderly woman, smiled warmly at Lily as she approached the counter. I've seen you looking at that dress many times, young lady, she said. It's a beautiful choice. Lily nodded eagerly and carefully placed her jar on the counter. I've been saving for months, she said proudly. I think I have enough now. The shopkeeper began to count the money, and as she did, Lily held her breath. When she finished, the woman looked up at Lily with a twinkle in her eye. You know, dear, she said, you've worked very hard for this. And I believe that kind of effort deserves a reward. You're just a little short, but I think I can give you a special discount. You've earned it. Lily's heart leapt with joy. The shopkeeper wrapped the dress carefully in tissue paper and placed it in a beautiful box before handing it to Lily. As they left the store, Lily felt like she was walking on air. She hugged the box close, already imagining the moment when she would try the dress on at home. When she finally did, it was even more perfect than she had dreamed. The dress fit her like it had been made just for her, and as she twirled around in front of the mirror, her reflection sparkling and shimmering, she felt like a real-life princess. And so, Lily learned that sometimes the things we want most are worth working for, even if it takes time. She hadn't just bought a dress, she had earned it, and in doing so, she realized that the journey was just as important as the destination. The end.